This week's Parashat pointers is for the Refuah Shelema of Sarah Hinda Bat Hadassah Basha. She should have a full Refuah Shelema Be'ezrat Hashem. This week's Parashat Shelach, is an amazing parasha that talks about the Miraglim. Basically what happened was that the Jews were going into the Holy Land. They're going into Eretz Yisrael. This is a momentous moment. And Moshe Rabbeinu wants to send in Miraglim, spies, to see what's going on in the land. We're not going to talk about why he did it or why it was allowed and so on and so forth. But it was done. And now when the Miraglim go into the land of Israel, they see something unbelievable. They see that there are funerals. There were the Canaanite nations that were inside from Canaan. And there's just people dying left and right. Funeral after funeral after funeral after funeral. And one of the things that they said when they came back was that it was a nation that kills its inhabitants. Look how many funerals are happening over there. This land, to a certain extent, is dangerous. Meanwhile, what was really going on? Hashem had made it that the Miraglim, when they went to Israel, when they went into the land of Israel, that there would be funerals, that all the nation that was there already would be busy with funerals, so they wouldn't bother with them. It was an act of kindness to make it work. Then when they go in, they don't have to worry about, oh, you know what? They're going to find us. They're going to be looking for us. No, they're all busy with their funerals, so they don't have to worry about you. Life is all about perspective. And you see over here that the Miraglim's perspective was one of a negative towards them from Hashem, where in reality, it was a positive. It was an act of kindness. Our job as parents is to help our children to see life in the right perspective. There are so many things that go on a daily basis in this world that when you don't have the proper perspective, you don't know how to bring it in. You don't know how to look at it. You don't know how to analyze it. And when that happens, you miss the point. Let me give you some examples. One example is the anti-Semitic attacks that go on in the world today. We know anti-Semitism is up. And our children could feel, why is Hashem doing this? Why are we so hated? Why would Hashem make us that we're a people? We're supposed to be Hashem's people and people don't like us? The answer to that, says Rabbi Avigdor Miller, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, he says it's the greatest kindness in the world when the nations of the world have a disdain towards us. Because you know what would happen if that wouldn't be the case? We wouldn't be here today. We'd be totally assimilated amongst the nations. That hatred, as difficult as it might be sometimes, is really saving us. Because it's making sure that we stay a nation that does not assimilate. Different perspective. A different way to look at things. I always share with my family that the day when I left the business world, almost 20 years ago, that was a scary moment. How am I going to support my family? What's going to be? Get angry, get upset. But sometimes time gives you ability to realize that what Hashem did in essence, He opened up a whole new door to learning Torah, to teaching Torah that never would have been available to me. So it's about the perspective of how we look at things. That's our job as parents. When they look at Hashem in the world and they see Hashem that's always taking care of them, loving them, worrying about them, there's a whole beautiful, beautiful, magnificent world out there for them to enjoy. So even when something doesn't seem to be so good, because this world, sometimes we don't see the goodness. It's hidden from us. That's what this world is, olam, from a lashon of ne'elam. But if they are inculcated with this feeling that Hashem loves me, and He always has my back and always cares for me, so they'll have deep reservoirs of faith to tap into, and they'll always have the right perspective. Be'ezrat Hashem, we should be able to give this to our children, and they should be children that always see Hashem as loving them and caring for them and taking care of them in this amazing world. Shabbat Shalom.